here is, oh.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I could sense a cook. There was some stuff being made. And I actually think being able to step away from this very auto-attack themed playstyle does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I do think that there are a few different picks they could have played in the bottom lane. Seraphine is the most common right now. We saw it a lot in the LCK. We've seen it in other regions. It's very popular in solo queue. And it is very strong into Ziggs because you can shield a lot of that burst damage.
Keep things alive to do nothing. Nothing happens. Let's jump into the Rift for game one.
Raptor, their lane swapping Deft to the top lane. Alistair still in the bottom lane here for Barrel.
And that's some...
there's that teleport. It's actually going to be from Perfect.
Yeah. Very interesting that they're getting in for Perfect.
Oh, no.
There's the flash. Gets it out of Henna as well in response. Not able to quite get the headbutt back.
So much value, and he's going to come up here for a gank.
Yeah. Short fuse, not quite stacked up here from Deft. Throws out the bouncing bomb, does not find clear. With 3 caster minions, I don't know whether this is dive territory, but Pioshik will have you believe otherwise. As now picks up the turret aggro. Winter's Wrath does come down. Do they have the damage? The answer's no. Passive does come on through, but Deft almost just dies.
Chasing team is Duro.
Yep, Duro finding that angle there. Does get the charge forward. Throws out the ulti, does BDD. Still holds on to the flash. I don't think he has to use it. So loses a bunch of health. Doesn't have TP, and so we'll now need to cede a little bit of ground here to close up.
Yeah, and I mean, this is with the Grub spawning in 5 seconds here. This is a really huge play from Duro to get BDD's ultimate and half his health bar here.
Oh, yeah, great interrupt there on the headbutt. As now Pioshik is going to be free for the next little while to throw out that Arctic Assault, but not going to actually go for any extra engage onto Duro here. As Raptor starts this up. Control wards down, Banana Brush battle. But it looks like B&K should be able to secure this. Just throw a headbutt to the wind. Sometimes you got to do that. Trade some buttons.
Now Deft still doesn't have teleport as a bit of a lurk.
Yeah, there's the ulti right on top of Henna. That is going to be, ooh, first blood should be coming through, but never mind. The encore comes down and Pioshik is going to die. Henna with the sickest of outplays. Like, it is a little bit more comfortable, but that does not stop this from being an absolutely amazing play.
All right, so he's stunned. Shields, flashes, ults, gets the charm, gets the root. Pioshik still under turret. Pioshik then flashes while still in turret aggro.
야 죽냐 이게?
Yeah, Pioshik under turret has the follow-up there. Pioshik goes down. Extra auto to kill clear, and they fail there. They fail on the bottom side. B&K now contesting the second set of grubs here. KT would not be happy with giving all 3. I don't think they will.
Yep, no encore available here from Henna for the next little while. That might be a way for KT to try and get themselves in here. As all right, Keeper's Verdict does come on down. That's going to get rid of the cow as they're looking to try and get themselves a 4th grub. But the reset does come through, and the poke is there. Something that B&K are struggling to deal with. The ulti comes through, a little bit of over-aggression maybe, as the Buster Shot comes out. Not going to be enough to kill off Raptor, but it is at least enough to send the message of please get the heck out of here.
If she doesn't get the agency to actually team fight and get those resets, so KT need to be super proactive themselves.
Ooh, a little bit of a sidestep there as BDD gonna have to jump away from closer. Stacks up the bomb though, and now Barrel's making his way in. To Narnia goes the Glacial Prison, but the bouncing bomb is pretty good. There's the flash pole on top of Duro. He's burning down, but does get the flash. The Nature's Grasp to keep them all caught up. And Perfect just teleported in. The Keeper's Verdict just on top of the cow. And in these extended fights, this is where Seraphine can shine as the Q is going to connect, but the headbutt to save Deft. BDD able to jump his way out, and the Mega Inferno Bomb goes down. Is anyone gonna die? Yes, finally the tree is gonna be cut down, and Barrel, you can see, he could see it, the angle on the pulverized, but the turret is just gonna kill him. And Henna once again in trouble. The Buster Shot's gonna do it. BDD locks down the kill onto the Seraphine, finally getting KT's revenge. Of course, Barrel's gonna make that play, tank that turret, and die. That was always gonna happen, but the fact that the cleanup did come on through by BDD.
Closer and topside trying to clear the wave. There's that TP.
Oh, okay, it's a double TP as well. Both Henna and Clear are making their way in. Deft is looking to take a turret in the mid lane. But this double TP may not actually be able to get them anything as the reset does come through. There is mid-outer turret secured by KT. And they might even be able to get an honest 5v5 here if Perfect is going to teleport in. There is the flank angle, the pulverized onto Clear. The satchel's charged up. And look at the counter-strike value. It's gigantic. But so is the dead Jax now lying on the floor. Mega Inferno Bomb onto 4 is going to soften them up. But now they're able to keep them at arm's length. And yes, the Rift Herald does go down. And KT, they managed to pick that one up, but they do lose their Jax. And B&K do get out.
Well, even like, I mean, nobody's contesting.
Yeah, well now the teleport is coming in. Clear does get his one back up and available, and Pyosik is just out of there. They're just going to give over the Drake.
Right. So we removed it, and we will look to fix it.
Yes. It's not actually the twilight hours of the dragon. So we are just we've now just cancelled dragons. There are no more dragons in this game. It's not actually true. It is still going to be coming up. We'll just make sure that we get the timer fixed up as another Keeper's Verdict comes out. Just a little bit of zoning there as he waves the hammer around. Shelly not going to really do too much. Yep, they're going to be teleporting in to try and get this one done. It's going down a little bit faster than I was expecting, but still not the fastest of Barons here at 25 minutes. Def does have that Mega Inferno Bomb up and available, and the damage that this Baron does right now is a lot larger than what B&K can sustain through, so they are just going to back away. They get those teleports, though. Kind of made the fool of him. It's kind of in his head.
For Ziggs also with the Void Staff and not Leandri's isn't doing all too much just now.
Raptor taking a bit of damage here is Perfect going in. Let's see whether Pyosik smite button is going to work out. Well, it's not going to matter because he's just evicted from the pit. The Encore going to get flashed out of the way there by BDD. And now KT, they need a team fight if they're going to win this one. Pyosik making his way back in. The big one's flying down, but I mean, I don't think KT was ever really going to die because there's not a lot of damage, but still, there will be damage after an Infernal Soul is picked up.
Yeah, better draft here, but the piloting giving us some question marks.
Hasn't quite worked out, although Duro now in a very uncomfortable position is going to flash, and that is going to get him to relative safety. Mega Inferno Bomb, and that'll finish off the kill onto the very frustrating Poppy. Okay, moving towards the Baron, wanting to deny that one as much as possible. A pretty, I guess, conservative teleport here from Closer as he makes his way in. And BDD is just going to do the dragon by himself.
That's one of the great things about Tristana. If your opponent is just trying to trade objectives and going, come at me, we have control, then the Trist just solos the dragon and you get nothing.
Yep. Really nicely done there from KT. Kind of highway robbery here. That is straight up. This whole game, it has not really moved at all as Raptor is in trouble. Now the Twisted Advance is on cooldown as they get rid of the damage. So that means that Raptor should be alive, but they now lose Nature's Grasp and the Keeper's Verdict. Two imperative ultimates for this next fight. Not for the Drake fight, but maybe for a fight around a Baron. This is the thing, right? Because we kind of stated it from the very beginning. The tools that KT has, they're the ones that should be able to get them ahead in this series. Hepa pulled onto Raptor. They can't lose the jungle. Oh, no!
Straight into the Drake is what KT are asking for.
All right.
Here.
Keeper's Verdict is now back off cooldown right now from Duro, but the Baron, it's just dead. And now the reset is going to be possible, the reset up for this dragon. And KT, they have a Baron on top of it with this composition. Oh, it's devastating here for B&K. As B&K, they do get first position around this dragon. As all right, KT, can you actually find any of the angles here as Nature's Grasp does come down? Mega Inferno Bomb has come in. That is the Infernal Soul. As Def trying to get that damage down. They get rid of the Jax. BDD's at full health though. And over he goes. Perfect execution is not the name of the ability, but perfect just executed Closer. And now Deft is looking for some bouncing bombs onto Duro. Yes, you got the Infernal Soul, but no, I don't think you're going to live through it. As KT, they don't get the couple of stragglers there as the teleport out does work out.
B&K is not the Giga Infernal Soul comp by any means.
No, it feels a little bit like Infernal Denial, which certainly is still a good thing as Clear has to go in. He's pretty tanky as the Nature's Grasp comes down as well. They get rid of Pyosik first. Out goes the Cow and Deft. He has to flash. BDD and Deft, they need a front line to fight around. And Perfect is in the mid lane, and he's going to take an inhibitor turret.
He's going to get this inhibitor turret.
Wow, what the?
Yeah, it's Jax, he hit some pretty
That was big damage as well.
It was, and that's what the Zonius in his inventory. He did go for Sundered Sky, and he has a QSS, so he's very safe on this Jax, but they don't end up really getting the oppressive push to inhibitors, but still, they got about as much out of this Baron as I think they could have after that Dragon delay. So watch this one more time. Pyosik goes in here, unfortunately finds himself in the Q3, and yeah, it's just very sloppy. The single target here, it's slow, but it has a lot of chain CC on the side of B&K. Yeah. Even a tanky Sejuani is going to fall victim. Pyosik going into that Q3 is what is his demise.
And I don't know whether this was like a call to say like, you should go in, because even if you die, we take 2 turrets, so it's K. Like, I don't know whether that was the call, but I wouldn't put that past KT.
Sure, and also like, you know, if you end up getting that pick onto clear, it feels amazing, and then maybe you even get more. But yeah, because the Jax is in mid, it's a very low-risk play, and Perfect is able to just capitalize on that instantly.
Whee!
As he does go for the Seraphs eventually here to finish off his build. And it's a lot of big burst damage that will go through a lot of the MR because of the Void Staff rather than the other MR item, which names escapes me, Crypt Bloom. So even stronger with this Void Staff over the Crypt Bloom, which
possibly in a little bit of a rough position, but does manage to leap strike his way out. Closer will be able to eliminate that control ward as Henna. They thought that they may have had an angle there as Raptor taking a lot of damage. The Encore on just one as Def trying to get himself out of there is successful for now, but he's kind of out of the fight as Raptor extraordinarily low. Perfect trying to get into that back line as Duro pushes him back with the heroic charge. Beryl wants to save his teammate. Mega Inferno Bomb almost just kills them all. And now BDD is in range to get these autos down. The drive-by kill on the tree. That was so sick with the explosive charge delivery. And I think that KT just had that little bit too much damage as Henna is going to be focused and destroyed. And KT, it took them 44 minutes or something like that, but I think they're finally going to win this game.
it may not have been a Penta, but that is the exact type of team fight I was talking about. Def holds his bomb for so long, even though Raptor is definitely killable, just to get the maximum value. Clear's just trying to buy time here.
That's a cute one. Bought an arm guard just to buy as much space as he possibly can. But there is a big minion wave, and there is so much turret damage with a Ziggs and a Tristana. This game number 1, my God, was it hard fought. We basically called it from the draft. B&K put up such an incredible fight, but in the end, it's KT.
Well, don't give Ziggs Tristana to anyone. Like, literally anyone.
Yeah.
Def does 51,000 damage.
Really making 30K look very insignificant. That is over 1,000 DPM in a 44-minute game, ladies and gentlemen. But you can see this here. Like we had a potato.
When you see the Rel, it does really make you feel like this is such a Yone angle. There's so many combos to set up here. The Sleep, the Magnet Storm, obviously the ultimate from BDD is going to be able to set those up or follow up on those so incredibly well. So will
it's Hype and Way, by the way, from KT's Challenger team. Congratulations to them, by the way. That team definitely good as Prince and the gang. Yeah, Croco, Prince, and Kyle.
Yeah.
Bit of a blast from the past there, from the Live Sandbox days. Now back to support B&K. Even coming out of the pick ban. Let's hop onto the Rift. See who's going to win.
Heal. I don't want Ghost on Jhin, so it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, you've got also possibly another lane swap coming on in here as KT going to be spotted on this ward. Very true. Clear.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what's going on. He might not be happy with what he learns. He has to start Hop.
Yeah, he did put the Hop on cooldown, though, as well, which is a little bit of a worry, as Pureshik getting taken down very, very low. We'll be able to smite this Wolf Camp away. In the bottom lane, BDD is already taken down to 100 health. One more auto would do it, but he is going to have to use his flash, and BDD does make it out.
Clear's
now,
here.
Yeah, Clear is going to flash his way in, crash down to defend, and once again, the classic walk angle will be able to get BDD out of dodge.
But again, they opt to teleport Perfect down into the enemy bottom laner as...
All right, Cal versus Metal Pants Horse as, all right, getting a little bit more than they bargained for, but that's so much damage from KT. Closer will be taken down. Def just wanders up and shoots the Corki and collects the first blood.
And that's how Corki died.
Beryl, everyone.
There you go. Or Beryl, rather, was the target. So a lot of mistakes there from B&K punished as first Grub will go the side of KT. But this is not a composition where either team is hyper-reliant on it. I still feel like B&K will absolutely love to get every single Grub they can with the Ziggs in their composition.
In on it as well. Like it's a champion that does like to bully lane, try and get some of these early advantages.
Aldenar can't actually get an advantage into a melee match if he has to lane into this Jhin, which is not going to be favorable. Is Perfect maybe in trouble now. He has Ghost.
He's the only teleport on this team as well, as Raptor is going to push him against the wall. He does have the all-out up and available. I like that he hasn't used it as Beryl gets the flash in, finds the crashdown on top of Hannah. Mega Inferno Bomb just onto Beryl, but he's just fine. BDD gets over the wall. Perfect is still alive. The Impale is decent, but unfortunately he's the one that goes down. They do manage to find the kill onto the Rel, but Perfect still tanking it up, and a 1-for-1 is not what B&K wanted in this moment, as now there are minions running out. If they're still under this turret, they're just gonna die. Duro picks up the angle and the aggro, and Hannah is the one that picks up the kill. B&K, they make the best out of the situation in the end.
So he is just solo eco, and they're gonna try to punish this TP as well.
I mean, I don't know about this one, Perfect. Satchel is going to be there. Beryl turning up, and will be able to at least keep his top laner alive.
That was
comes on over, and that is going to be 4 of them picked up now, as Beryl doesn't find the Shattering Strike. Hannah coming on over, and that is going to be 5 grubs stacked up now for B&K, and now they get the Impale. Pioshik just going to get delivered. Does spin around, keeps himself alive as BDD trying to get in there. Duro taking a lot of damage, but KT, there's no follow-up. There's no answer, and Def didn't even press R.
Engage would have worked out better, and he wanted to wait for that, but does not work out. Runs out of bullets as well, so 5 grubs to a Ziggs, feeling very good here for the side of B&K. Again, it's not the Giga grubs that we had in Game 1, but it's still very useful, as BDD also knows he is not safe.
Yeah. Well, we don't know anything, actually, as Jonas Strong is keeping us in the dark here. Headbutt does come on through as BDD snaps back, but he's still just going to die. And now Def gonna have to flash out of the way of that one. The turret getting angry at Clear, who has to flash. And there it is, the curtain's called on the over-aggressive play from Clear. Beryl not going to be able to defend this turret, though, and that should be even more money. Over to the Ziggs.
To start rolling down the hill, and they will get the second dragon. Let's see what the soul is this time around. Ocean. They don't have a comp that says, oh yeah, I side lane my way out of this. And also, B&K are going to end up getting this Herald for free. Yes, you know, Perfect had a hard job, too, against the Ziggs bottom side and mitigated it very well. Duro.
Yeah, Q going to be missed there. Nice footwork there from Duro, but can't get out of the way of the deadly flourish. Has to throw down the ulti. Is now Beryl in amongst 2 members of B&K. Hannah throwing these bombs around. Mega Inferno Bomb. Beryl just going to die. Didn't have flash, didn't have any way out. And so that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
Won't have it at the outset of this fight. And this is looking good for KT right now. The Ziggs also pushed away, had to TP to mid.
Ooh, another deadly flourish, and now we're going to start it off with the curtain call. Raptor tries to drive his way out, but the ulti from BDD, his follow-up is so good, and he's able to snap back out of dodge. That means no jungler, and that means that KT will grab their second Drake.
To secure that one.
Yeah, and this is sort of the first big lead that KT been able to pull off in this whole series prior to 30 minutes, right? Which is weird. That's sort of how it's worked. Is B&K looking to try and at least bully back a little bit of extra control of this one?
To game with Jenny, get part of this bedroom, but again.
Speaking of which, Satchel does come on through. Great knock-up as Hannah, the curtain close from downtown. Duro going to take the 4th one. Goes down to 50%, 3-0-2 for Def's Jin.
I think
he missed the first one as well. He sort of waited for the knock-up to come in and then missed that one, but hit the one that counted as, all right, Perfect, good footwork out of the way of the Impale, just barely missing.
Now this turret is just gone.
Yeah, they might even get a kill for it as well, as Clear does make his way in, but he's mini-nah, and that is going to be a 4th bullet. Deft with some time to reload on the way out of that. As KT just setting up for a little bit of a K-ramp. They do have a great 4-1 composition. It's not a 1-3-1, but the 4-1 works out with the Yone in the side lane, and that's what they're employing at the moment. But BDD is going to rotate up. Looks like we're trying to go for another 5v5 as the Magnet Storm into the backline. The ulti pulls them all together. Mega Inferno Bomb does decent work, but Pioshik goes golden. The deadly flourish again, and these curtains are deadly as it's a double for the Cassante. BDD, yeah, look, maybe it's time to move back now as you have single-digit health, but Def finds another one. The shield comes out, but it ain't enough to stop the 4th shot of this Jin. And I swear, this is his best Jin game his whole career.
Oh, no, it's got to be.
And that is precisely what's happening here. As Rift Scuttler going to be taken down here. Def moving up, looking for an angle. Perfect right in there already. As Close have to get out. Hannah is in trouble, and that's another bullet from Deft. As Clear is also just struggling at the mercy of KT. The mini-nah not going to do anything. Ulti from BDD is celebratory at best, but it does not matter because KT can run from them. But you're not going to stop him from doing this, Baron.
Nope. You cannot stop the Baron. You can escape dying, but the Baron will not be so lucky, and there's just no way into this pit. Raptor no flash, he's a million miles away. He's going to get the consolation red buff.
Probably someone else making their way in. And KT just utilizing the extra pressure. And we'll be able to take this inner turret down. We are really very quickly heading towards the 10,000 gold lead as the curtains have been called. Looking to see whether they can play the DDR. Duro just going to be blocking it. Oh, God. Could be getting sleepy now as Raptor looking for a bit of an angle here. BDD wanting to get on in there. Doesn't have the ulti, remember, is perfect. Okay, 1v5. I don't know about that one. I think knew he was dead, but he'll take a cow with him.
Maybe all out the other way, maybe towards your teammates.
Yeah, that was an all-in,
yeah.
But they still get an inhibitor turret for it, and maybe it's fine.
KT with the Baron that he could teleport to if he wanted to flank, for example. That's exactly what he's going to do. Here he comes.
Yeah, already getting on in there. Remember, Def can follow up from about anywhere. Banana Brush has been picked up. And Perfect Juice is not stopping. He's just going to walk in. Deadly Flourish, Deft in a great position. Duro finding a bit of a headbutt back onto Pyoshik, but he just doesn't seem to care. Goes Golden. He'll be absolutely fine. The first kill onto Clear is going to go down. These wallets are absurdly heavy. Just in time for Natlan's release, says Beryl. And he might be falling down here. As, all right, B&K, oh God, they're routed. There are the curtains. Misses the first one, lands the second. One left in the chamber, the stun goes down. It's a double for the Jhin. That'll be the ace, and I don't think a Dragon needs to apply as KT will walk it down the bottom lane and look to make it to a very early match point.
Def tricked me. I thought Jhin was just supposed to be walking around reloading Atlas. He's not supposed to be 10-0 and 8. Def is making a case for maybe one more dance. We're not there yet. They've got to win a third, and they're going to have to beat T1. But what a performance from the legendary 80 carry. KT rolls to making this second one look so easy.
And I remember back to 2018, Def face checking on Jhin.
It's night and day. We only get this KT 50% of the time. We didn't get it in game one, even though they won. In game two, they were absolutely ready to take a family snapshot next to the Nexus. This is peak KT at their best. We'll see if they can continue that moving into the rest. Instead of the Poppy, so Beryl gets basically what he wants either way. He gets the Rel again, or he gets the Poppy into the Leona. And otherwise, you're like, well, do we play Blitzcrank here?
And I think it's a decent mantra to go by, and they have got 3 more lives left in this series. Just one win, and they get a date in the Telecom War. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Damn, those things were cool. I don't know what it was about them. As this is not so cool. Beryl is going to heroically charge his way towards a wall.
Well, he is rooted, and when you have a Poppy, can work very well. But because he came to lane so late, they're going to get level 2 first. So we'll just have to weather the storm for a moment. This does mean Perfect will remain on the... A little bit less so for BDD in these early levels.
Yeah, he is sub 100 as Ingo's closer looks for the angle. Is going to be Valkyrieing forward. Is now Perfect going to be there. Flashes in to try and find the angle, but no other Q is going to be there, and Clear holds onto his flash. Yeah, kind of crazy. I think the Dragons are going to be very valuable, but I find it interesting that KT aren't putting a little bit more effort into stopping B&K from just taking these grubs for free. Good.
I think part of this is the fact that BDD was losing control of the lane. The lane was frozen against him. Beryl had to come bail him out, so they just didn't feel like they could make that topside play. And this should.
Yep, it's going to be successfully secured, but the Ignite is already down. Pyoshik is able to run really fast, and Raptor, yeah, he can throw some things, but the ulti is going to get BDD out of there, and thankfully for Pyoshik, he had his flash up and available.
I mean, BDD is so low resource this game. You know, he lost lane in the early levels. Not that the lane is over per se, but he lost so much momentum that he got frozen out of a bunch of minions. Beryl to come bail him out. Now he's super low here again. Duro's going to come over and help Closer get plates.
Yeah, a couple of plays go in as Duro is going to get caught here, but BDD's in the most trouble. That is going to be first blood going over to the Corki. And Duro able to avoid the bowling ball as well. There is the flash heroic charge, though, into the turret range. Even though they ultimately won the series, it wasn't one of these, oh, well, Corki is just still fine. I feel like there is a little bit of an issue with getting him over the line later into the game, as Beryl is going to get solar flared. In a little bit of trouble here. Pyoshik does come down. Deadly Flourish is going to be in there. Oh, the heroic charge. That was a bit of a mistime, but still, they are getting sleepy, and that is BDD getting one back. The flash forward from Def. as the Impale is decent. 2 kills immediately as Henna is in there, offering that damage back. Deadly Flourish going to miss this time. The Dancing Grenade gets the flash out from Raptor, but Henna is going so ham. The bullets come through, and it's BDD that's getting so much of this value.
Wild game. This is the action you were looking for. This,
yeah.
you thought this was going to look like, and I think it has finally devolved into.
For this Ziggs to be really, really powerful when it comes to taking down these turrets. Needs to get some spare time with them, obviously, as KT putting on the pressure here towards its bottom side. All right, Pyosik gonna have to flash the Solar Flare. Does get slowed down by it, but should ultimately be able to just run this one off out of there.
Yeah, and Ziggs has so much power in terms of turret destruction, but really only picked up, okay, hold up.
Yep, that's a flash forward. Steph's presence is good. Watch out.
These backs are delayed. And this is what I was going to say. Henna, you know, he didn't get a lot of plates in bottom lane, but now he's in satchel range of mid on the menu. And getting a lot of control around this dragon right now. Doesn't even kill him. He goes sub 50% health. Those resistances are going to make him frustrating to deal with. To a certain extent, same is true of the Skarner and the Renekton, but, you know, I mean, like, it's not horrible, but it's definitely not the highest value, and it's a trade 1-1. So I think we're going to see a lot more top-side focused plays like we are now.
Yeah, that's a great heroic charge to interrupt the charge from Great. Knocked up the ulti, and Raptor is going to be executed by the turret. Gorgeously played from BDD and Beryl. Duro with a sidestep, but he's still going to get sleepy. And Pyosik doesn't even need to press that button because KT just pile in on top.
But KT just playing the map better again, and all that CC chained into what is a relatively tanky Skarner. Isn't you know, it's going to be enough to let the turret do the real heavy lifting.
Oh, over the wall goes BDD. He's playing so aggressively this game as Duro just trying to run his way out the Mega Cone. He wants to get there, but he's not going to be able to. It's Beryl that finishes him off.
Flash, he might get out of there. As over here.
Oh dear, it's a Sleepy Crocodile. And he is just going to get put down by the Wind Brother. Yone just going to grab himself the kill. Again.
Yeah, so let's see what happened. No way. Oh, man.
BDD was waiting in brush.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hide-on bush situation. A bit of a pixel bush, but a bush nonetheless. Okay, well, yeah, but, potentially.
Wasn't quite there.
And, you know, this dragon has started up here. Fairly low value.
Beryl has a lot of buddies. As the flash forward, Beryl's going to have to flash in answer as now BDD's in once again. Another Deadly Flourish. Going to get caught by the ultimate. The snapback comes in. Can he dodge? No, he can't, because Deft has a laser sight today. And now Raptor is running the wrong direction.
So many kills to KT that now the gold's even.
Oh, if at first you don't succeed, throw the kitchen sink at the Jhin. And that's going to work. That's going to work this time.
It's a bit of extra money going over to the Ziggs. 3 kills for Henna now. Now they're trying to push that inner. Now they're really trying to force this one, and this time it's safe.
Well, Beryl looking for an angle here. Duro just happily tanking things up. Good double knockup, though. The ulti's in there from BDD. He snaps all the way back. The Impale does come in onto Pyosik, but he's spinning around. That's the bouncing bomb, and that's going to get there. BDD still able to get a lot of work done, but they're losing so much health. The heroic charge is exactly that, but the flash is even better. Never mind, BDD gets into that backline. There was 2v4, so I'm not entirely sure about it. Looked a bit sexy for a while, and then KT kind of just throw their lives away. BNK knows they can see exactly what's going on. Shield of Daybreak onto Beryl, who is just happy to get in there with his Hex Flash. Mega Cone is up. The Baron is still going down. Are we just flipping? I mean, BDD has to teleport to get on in here if they want to make something happen, and now the teleport is going to come on through. Curtains have been called now. Closer slowed up. Raptor as well, taking a bullet. Beryl actually holding on to the Baron, but it does finally reset as the Mega Inferno Bomb goes down. Beryl pretty happy to tank that one, I could imagine. And the Deadly Flourish not going to connect. So BNK successfully get the teleport out from BDD, but perfect. He has his still up and available. Yeah. And are going to get his very, very soon also, so still will have a teleport advantage.
Have Dragon Prio. BDD is just ripping through this one.
Yeah, perfect. Now coming on over, Deft. Pretty good position here to keep himself safe. And Clear finally finds the wraparound. Beryl gets on in there. The flash forward from Duro. He finds the Solar Flare, but the watch out Eve is so good. And they split up the fight with the Keeper's Verdict. Beryl going down solo. He will fall, but it does not matter. KT will still win the fight.
Beryl has to have a big Keeper's Verdict here, I think.
Yep, information comes in. Still, it's relatively slow. Beryl gets that control ward over. They know exactly what's going on. Mega Inferno Bomb on Pyosik right now. And this is going to be a 50-50. Let's see who manages to get it. It's Pyosik gets that smite off. The all-out comes through as Close is in so much trouble. Oh, it's the wrong time to take a nap, but he had no choice as the curtains are being called. But I honestly think the show was already over. Bowling ball comes down, and Beryl, he doesn't have flash, so he's not going to be able to get the flash heroic charge this time. But KT, I think they may have just broken open the game with that steal.
I mean, Beryl,
ulti through from B2D. A little bit angry. I think Henna may have pulled ahead on that damage done number. As now that heroic charge to come in after the Hex Flash. That's just going to get Henna out of there. The Impale going to do absolutely nothing. B2D snapping back anyway. And the inner turret will be falling down. How much more can KT get from this Baron?
I mean, they're going to be... And...
Oh dear.
Oh God.
They're closing in. Beryl and Perfect. Going to bring up the rear. Deft was kind of by himself because of that. Now BDD is going to make his way in. Deadly Flourish. Deft can still affect this fight. The flash over from Clear should mean that the Jhin goes down, but they've already traded 1-for-1. There's still plenty of damage, but can they actually land it? The answer is yes. Clear going to go down first. Perfect tanking it up, not going to be able to get out. It's messy, but that's exactly how KT likes it. Flash out from Raptor to try and keep him alive. The snapback comes in, the crash is decent, and another heroic charge. Henna trying to walk his way out. He ain't going to be able to get out of this one. There's the ace, and KT. It's just another step towards the 3-0 and a day with Destiny and another telecom war.
You know, an opportunity for them to, if they get this Baron, to set up 4-set Elder. And...
Oh, that is a decent bowling ball there from Pyoshik. Yeah,
Barrel.
They're going to set up the sleep. Dura going to get woken up, but it is a bad dream, and it turns into reality. He is going to fall. It's a 1-for-1 as far as these supports are concerned, as BDD not quite able to find the angle, but Clear, he can't get out of there. The pickoff from Perfect is so good onto Henna, and he's just executed by BDD. He snaps back, and he's going to snap towards the deciding match for Worlds against T1. And if I was a T1 fan, I honestly wouldn't know how to feel. But this KT, on this day today, look really, really good.
If KT plays like this in these last two games, we'll forget about game one for the moment being. If they actually play like this, I think they should be scared. I do not think it is going to be the walkover we thought maybe it would be after watching game one. KT, we didn't know what their form was going to look like going into today, but now we have our answer. And BDD this time leads his squad from a deficit to come back and smash this game. Extremely punishing from both BDD and Beryl this game. With those plays topside trying to force the Ziggs. 39,000 damage, over 1,000 GPM on Yone. Crazy.
That is probably one of the highest, like, DPM numbers I've seen on a Yone since Chovy crushed BDD on Yone.
Oh
like
my God,
5 years
the first
ago.
time, yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. This is here for the post-match interview translation, joined by Deft and Pyoshik of KT Rollster, who managed to get a 3-0 victory in round 2 of the LCK regional qualifiers. They will move up to the 4th seed decider tomorrow. Congratulations! Pyoshik, it was a must-win match today, and you managed to secure a chance at 4th seed. How do you feel?
이제 남은 팀들이 다
You know, lately,
가가지고
with all the remaining teams,
그 상황이 많이 없었는데
we didn't really get a good opportunity to scrim a lot of different teams. And despite that, being able to win and secure a 3-0 victory makes me very happy. And Deft, what a well thought out gameplay. So how desperately did you want to advance to Worlds?
올해라고 크게 다른 건 없는 것 같고 그냥
You know, nothing's different about this year. Just every time I am at the qualifiers, I think I'm pretty much used to playing out my qualifiers, so I think that's why it went pretty well today. And Pyoshik, against BNK FearX today, that's how you got a clean 3-0 victory, and it felt like your gameplay was even more solid today. So what was your main focus while preparing?
기억이 안 나는데 그냥 대회에 오니까
I can't really
저희가 좀
remember
더
what I
집중력 있게
focused on
잘
mainly,
됐던 것 같아요.
but
아, 좋습니다.
I think whenever we're on the
선수
stage,
1세트
we
데프트
definitely
선수의
have better
직스가
concentration.
풀렸습니다. 지옥 화염 폭탄
And Deft
그
in game 1, your
자체였는데요.
Ziggs was
오늘
open,
직스가
and you
계속해서
were
블루
the
선택으로
Mega
나오고
Inferno
있고요.
Bomb
직스에 대한
itself.
평가 어느 정도이신가요?
And Ziggs was actually blind picked on blue side all series, so how would you
지금
rate
패치 자체가
Ziggs?
이제 풀팀에서 결국에
I feel like,
뭔가
yeah,
주긴 해야
I'm
돼서
pretty solid
그중에
on
직스를 준
Ziggs.
팀들이 좀 많은 것 같습니다. 그래서
네.
풀려서
And I feel
했는데
like
되게
there's a lot of
재밌었던 것 같습니다.
teams
아,
that
또
have been
재밌게
leaving
하셨군요.
Ziggs
좋습니다.
open
그리고
with the
2,
meta
3세트에는
currently, and I'm
직스를
just,
상대로
I do
진을
always
꺼내서
enjoy
특등
playing
사수,
Ziggs
엄청난
whenever
스킬
the
접근을
opportunity comes.
보여주셨는데요. 진으로
And in games 2
이렇게나
and
좋은
3, you
활약을
picked
보여주다는
Jin
거
against
스스로
Ziggs and showcased
만족하시나요?
an insane accuracy with your skill shots. So,
예, 아무래도
are you happy with how you played today?
비행 연습이 내년에 써야 되기
Yeah.
때문에
네.
그래서 좀더
Honestly, I always have
신중하게
to
썼는데
practice
잘
my
맞은 것
aim.
같습니다.
아, 예행 연습이었다.
And I was
이렇게
very
대충은
careful
답변을
about my
해주셨습니다.
skill shots,
표식
and I'm
선수
glad that
2,
it
3세트
went
표식
really
선수가
well.
좋아하는 릴리아를 선택하셨습니다.
And
직스
Pyoshik, in games
코르키보다
2 and 3,
릴리아를
you got to
선정하신
play
이유가
your
뭔지
beloved
여쭤봐도 될까요?
Lilia. So what made you
아무래도
prioritize Lilia over Ziggs and
릴리아가
Corki?
이제 선픽으로
You know, Lilia,
가져왔을 때 그렇게 큰 카운터가
when you
없다고
take
생각했고
Lilia
오늘 경기 특히
as the
릴리아의
third pick, there's not
중요성이
much
높다고
counter
생각을
to
해가지고
her.
그냥
And
릴리
today was the
픽에
day where I
선택을 한
thought
것
that
같습니다.
Lilia
네, 그렇게
had a
해서
really
2, 3세트
big
릴리아로
importance
스카너를
and impact in
상대하셨는데요.
the game, so I think that's
정글
why I
구도
went with her.
어떻게 보셨을까요?
So you faced Skarner with Lilia.
이제
So
릴리아가
what was your read on the
탱
matchup?
상대로 워낙 좋다 보니까 저희가 사고 안
No,
나는
Lilia's really
선에서
good against
그냥
tank
시간 지날수록
junglers.
릴리아가 좀
So
더
as long as nothing big
유리해지더라고요. 그래서
happens,
그냥
or if, as long as we don't make
정글은
any
좀 기분
big
좋게 했던 것
mistakes,
같습니다.
I
아,
knew
기분
that
좋게 경기를
jungle
마치셨습니다.
would
좋습니다.
be
그렇다면
pretty
표식 선수
easy
22년도
going.
그때 좋은 기억이
And I
떠오르는
had
비슷한
very fun
영상이
time today.
떠오르고 있는데요.
And Pyoshik,
KT의 이번
2022,
선발전
we're
예감
starting to see a
어떠십니까?
similar picture that's bringing back some good
사실
memories,
이제
huh? As for this qualifiers
그때
run
이제
by KT,
우승을
what's your gut
했어가지고
feeling
좋은
about it?
기억이지 그 과정들이 되게
You know, yeah, we
험난했다고
actually
생각을 하는데
ended up winning
그럼에도 그 험난한 과정을
consecutively
다시
all the
하고
way to the end, so I am
진출을
feeling
했으면
pretty good.
좋겠습니다.
It's good
그럼요.
memories, and I
기대하도록
want to make
하겠습니다.
sure that we
그리고 데프트
relive
선수
through those
2,
memories
2,
and make it
3
to
월드 연속으로
make it all the
선발전을
way again.
끌어내는 모습에 선발전의
And
데프트라는
Deft,
수식어도
with
붙게
how you
됐는데요.
pushed through in
이 타이틀에
2021,
대한 생각이 궁금합니다.
2022, and 2023,
뭐, 이
Deft
정도는
of
맞는 것
qualifiers
같고요.
is a
그리고
thing now. So how do you like this
뭐,
title?
좀
You know, it sounds pretty
왜
nice.
그런지 모르겠는데 약간 목숨이 없을 때 좀 더
I
잘
can't
해주는
tell
것 같습니다.
why, but I feel like whenever I'm at a clinch
그렇다면 자,
and I
이제
don't have
내일이죠.
any more
마지막
room
큰
to lose,
장면은
I tend to do
월드
so much
다시
better.
데프트를 걸고 T1과 격돌합니다.
And Pyoshik,
표식
at
선수,
last, tomorrow,
월드에
you will
도전하시는데요.
battle
월드
T1 with the last spot for Worlds,
자신 있으신지
the
각오
fourth seed on the
들어보겠습니다.
line. So you're aiming for your third consecutive
아무래도
Worlds.
T1이 되게 잘 한다고 생각을 해가지고
No, I do feel like
좀잘
T1 does really
풀리면은
well.
충분히 이길 수 있을 것
So
같고
as long as
하루
it goes well for
남았지만
us, I
잘
think we
준비해서
definitely have a good chance
내일
to
꼭
win.
좋은 모습
And although we only
보여드리고
have one
싶습니다.
day to
네, 내일
prepare,
경기도 함께
I want
응원하도록
to make
하겠습니다.
sure that we
그렇다면
show a
데프트
great
선수도
performance
이번에 진출하게
and display
되면 9회
and
월드
get a good
진출이라는
outcome for
큰
tomorrow.
기록을 만들어내게 되는데요. 어떤
And Deft, it would be your
마음가짐으로 임하실
ninth
예정인지 내일
consecutive
경기에
Worlds
대한 각오한
appearance
말씀
if you make it.
들어보겠습니다.
A record for the most
이제
world
가기
appearances. So
전에
what mindset will you go
해외
into
출국을 좀
tomorrow
하고
with?
싶어서 지금
You
이제
know, before
대회를
I
목적으로
leave,
아니면 못
before I
나가거든요.
take
그래서
my leave, I really want
무조건
to go on an
이기겠습니다.
international
무조건
tournament.
이기겠다고
So,
말씀해 주셨습니다.
you know,
여러분, 큰 박수
I just gotta say,
부탁드립니다.
I will just
네,
have
이렇게
to
해서
win
오늘
no
승리
matter
다시
what.
한번 축하드리고요. 4시드
And that's the end of the
결정전에서도 좋은
interview
모습
from
보여주시길
Deft and
기대하겠습니다.
Pyoshik.
인터뷰 고맙습니다.
Looking forward to a great Worlds one for you guys. And back to the space. Thank you.